Well, this is day one of 13 days, and remarkable resilience by our guys, hanging in, finding a way to get the thing to overtime, and then made enough plays. But it's a long series. We're not going to get too excited about this. We got things to clean up. They got things to clean up. Game two is going to be another war.
You're going all the way back to the first round, the comeback against Milwaukee late, and what you did in game two against and now this. Does the poise that your guys play with in Kansas, does it ever surprise you?
Well, we've had a lot of these games this year. I mean, we've probably had a dozen of them throughout the season. A lot of the games early where we were struggling were games we had to pull out. There were clutch games when we weren't playing particularly well, and it's a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets, and it's not easy. It's not easy. There's been a lot of wild swings and scores throughout the season and the playoffs, but you certainly don't take anything like this for granted. This is very, very difficult to do, but it's a 48-minute game. And we always say, Pacer basketball is 48 minutes. And tonight it was 53 minutes.
What did you make of Aaron's shot making run in that last 5 minutes of the game?
Well, Aaron, the thing that put him in position to do that was Shepard going in there and giving us, 7 or 8 really strong minutes just playing at full capacity, picking up full, all that. It allowed Aaron a chance to rest a little bit. So he came back in the game fresh, and he had his legs. And I don't know how many he made down the stretch. Seemed like it was 5 or 6 or 7, 6. They were all very much needed. And look, NBA players are amazing. I mean, these guys get on a roll, and they do amazing things. And so, Brunson makes stuff like this look routine. Aaron got hot certainly at the right time.
You obviously, this is about today's game and this year, but you're familiar with NBA history. Was there a part of you when Tyrese did the choke gesture and Miller's on the call? You appreciate the historical tie-ins here?
I'm not getting into any of that stuff. Doesn't make any sense. This fan base is difficult enough to deal with without getting into a lot of unnecessary words. I mean, we have great respect for these guys. They beat us 2 out of 3 during the season. I've been watching them plow through great teams. It's day one of 13 days.
Rick, when Tyrese's shot at the end of regulation goes up in the air, do you think the game over? Did you have to get any chance coming back out?
I mean, at first I thought he was behind the line, so I thought maybe the game was over. Everybody reacted, but look, it's the emotions of the playoffs are such that you expect there to be some reason that it's not total exuberance, So, look, we got to overtime. That's good, and we had 5 more minutes of life, and found a way. So,
When the ball went up in the rim, did you think the game over? Like, did you think it had any shot of coming back down and going in?
it looked like it had a chance. It was awfully high. When we were playing in the bubble in 2020, when I was at Dallas, Damian Lillard hit a shot just like that. There was a crunch time shot that went way up in the air and dropped straight in. It was about a minute to go, a minute and a half to go. It wasn't quite at the end like that, but it was a similar thing. And so those things happen.
Rick, this is the largest comeback in the final minute of the playoff game since at least 1998. You were down by 9 points. What was it about the previous instances where you guys were able to come back that in this hostile environment just didn't seem to get shook by it at all?
I think we've already talked about it. I mean, we've been through a lot of these situations. It's set us up to execute well and try to give ourselves a chance, and that's all you can do.
Like you talked about the fan base and how it's already difficult enough to play against them. Do you wish Tyrese Haliburton got into the circle?
Listen, players can do what they want, and it's an emotional thing. It's It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I mean, we got to go out there. The place is unlikely to be any louder than it was tonight. I mean, it was crazy out there, and the environment it never disappoints here. It never disappoints here. I mean, at this time of year, you want to go into the most hostile, the most difficult environments and test your mettle, and go against Brunson and Cat and Bridges and these guys. I mean, this is a difficult time of the year, so it's not a big deal to me. Tyrese has earned the right to do whatever he wants.
They've obviously gone that 14-0 run when Brunson checks out early in the fourth quarter. What did you guys have to do just to stabilize? Obviously, Aaron making those shots is a big piece of what across the board did you guys have to do to sort of get right in that period, in that stretch?
Well, I mean, we were very much teetering on the edge. Um, we talked in the huddle. We had a couple of timeouts that we had to take. We talked in the huddle about keep working the game, right? Keep trying to make it hard on these guys. Um, find good looks. I mean, they had their best defenders out there during much of that stretch, and it was really difficult. And they had some of the guys with foul trouble out of the game. So. But Pascal kind of started it off with a play where he drove it in there and just found a way to make a bucket, and then he got a chance, I think, at an and one, and you just got to keep playing. I mean, the game is long. Yeah, I mean that we try to play Pacer basketball, and we got really good guys who play hard, unselfish, and it's day one of 13 days.
Thanks, Coach. It'll be Aaron and Tyrese in here. Dude, it's like, sure.
Can you take us through what's going through your head during a heater like that, 6 threes in just 4 or 5 minutes at the end?
I was just doing what the team needed of me, I was just letting them fly. I was in a good rhythm. Didn't really realize what I was doing in the moment. Was just trying to win the basketball game.
Your emotions of winning games like this, you guys have done it 3 times in 3 weeks now. Are they still the same as it was after the Bucks game, or is it?
It's always the same. It's always special. It's always fun. This is what we live for. This is what we, work every day for, work so hard for, is to perform and to show up in these moments. And, we just continue to do it time and time again.
Aaron, if I could ask you to get a little bit deeper into what you were explaining there, your flow state, if you will, what it's like to be on the floor in those moments. It's hard to describe. What does it feel like to kind of...
It's unreal. It's probably the best feeling in the world for me, personally. I love it. Like, when that basket feels like an ocean and anything you toss up, you feel like it's going to go in. It's just so much fun.
What was the player sequence that kind of changed it, maybe individually for you, but for the team? Can you think back to this point?
I can't. I'm sorry. I just remember in those last 3 minutes, kind of a blur, to be honest with you. Just fighting, scrapping for every loose ball, boxing out, making shots, making plays, and doing whatever he can to win.
Aaron, when Tyrese's shot goes off the rim, did you think it had a shot? Obviously.
Well, I was right under the basket. So when he shot it, in all honesty, when he pulled it out and shot, I was like, oh, wow. And then it bounced up, straight up, and I just watched it. And I was like, oh, that's good. And it went straight in. And, he's a special talent. He's a special person. And he continues to amaze me every time.
What did you guys?
What was the biggest challenge tonight?
Fouling, offensive rebounds, making life as hard as possible for Brunson and Towns. He had 43, Towns had 35. Like, we got to find ways to be better on those guys, find ways to be better on the boards. And, there's a lot to learn from. Like, we were losing the game. So we have a lot to clean up, a lot to get better from, and we'll do that.
What do you guys just have to do to stabilize? I mean, you guys give up a 14-0 run when Brunson comes off before, I think, 10 minutes to go. I can imagine they had a sense of bottom felt like it's falling out. What do you guys have to do to stabilize in that stretch and keep it going from there?
Just fight. I know we slipped a little bit, and we never stopped believing. We were able to I think we called a timeout and we flipped it from there. But just continue to believe, continue to play our game, and once we were able to get stops, rebounds, and play Pacer basketball and push, the game changed.
You said you run to the basket. Did you have enough of a view of Tyrese's play? Like it looked like the same play from Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was right into the basket. I saw it go straight through the net. It was crazy. Yeah, crazy. What, his three today? Nah, I was looking. I didn't see it. I was looking at the ball going in the basket. Knee's fine.
How much does each of these comebacks kind of build on the next? I mean, do you feel more confident in these moments after every one believing?
Yeah, yeah, it's good to be up 1-0, but that's just one game. Like I said, we got a lot to clean up and a lot to do better at going into game 2. So we got to get off to a better start. Can't put ourselves in that position. So, yeah, confident from it, but yeah.
Were you hoping to get that shot? I mean, the way you were.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah, be lying if I said I wasn't, but big time plays make big time plays, and that's what he continues to do on a daily basis. So.
How much did it get off to a hot start of the game? First year, 8 or 9 shots.
Mhm.
So many rhythms and back and forth. But how much, if at all, mentally did that wind up paying off down the stretch, knowing that?
I think it was huge. Playing in an environment like this, getting off to good starts is great. Just building confidence, getting to the rhythm of the game, flow of the game. So that was really, really huge for us. And we just got to make sure we're able to punch first every time.
How do you control, like, this is one of the greatest comebacks in NBA history? It was amazing. Playoff history is amazing. Like, she's got 3 more wins. How do you kind of put this behind you? How do you guys handle it?
To be honest with you, I think as a group, we're pretty good at that. Like, this is, it's not our first time doing it. So I think after tonight, maybe even in an hour or so, we'll be ready to learn from our mistakes and put it behind us. Like, we taught the whole conversation in the locker rooms is just one game. We got to win 3 more.
Aaron, when you said you
Couple
didn't
more,
realize
guys.
what you were doing in the moment, literally, when did you find out you hit 6 plus 4, or did you know that much?
I didn't know that much. I found out once the game was over.
I don't know how, like, what happened, who told you?
A lot of people told me.
You said fouling was a problem in this game. Towns and Brunson had 25 free throws between them, but on the stretch, you guys defended largely without fouling. What changed?
Showing hands and I'll take you showing hands. We got to be able to do that for 48 minutes, but yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good day.
Smaller shoots for the next game?
No, hell no.
Did you think it was a 3 in the moment?
Yeah, for sure. But quickly in my celebration, somebody said it was a 2, and then my focus just became winning it. How we could win the game, and I thought we did a great job of sticking with it in overtime, just making big play after big play. Obviously, Aaron's heroics are. I hope they're talked about it. They can't be talked about enough. He was amazing down the stretch. Oh, we had a big putback dunk. We had a lot of different guys contribute, make plays, and I was really proud of our group.
When did the choke idea come to you?
In the moment, I wasn't like plotting on it or anything. Everybody wanted me to do it like last year at some different point. But it's just gotta feel right, and it felt right at the time. If it would have been, if I would have known it was a 2, I would not have done it. So I think I might have wasted it. If I do it again, then people might say I'm like aura farming. So I'm not. I don't plan on using it again.
What's it like to watch these things do what he did? Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, special, man. I think AA works his tail off. I think each shot that he made just kept giving us more confidence that we could, really win this game. So he was really big for us. And I think to do what he did today while also having to guard Jalen Brunson for probably 30 minutes is very difficult to do. So, like I said, what Aaron Nesmith did today can't be talked about enough. And, I'm really proud of his effort and our group's effort.
Tyrese, when your shot at the end of regulation goes off the rim, goes up in the air, are you deflated, honestly?
No, I knew. I'm like, it's going in. It just felt like it got stuck up there though. And honestly, when it like went in, I thought my eyes might have been deceiving me in the moment. But it felt good when it left my hand. So, I thought it was gonna go in, and the ball felt like it was up there for eternity. But man, just a special moment.
Tyrese, you guys have talked about this a lot over the past couple of weeks, but you're now making comebacks like this, kind of routine, even though they're not. What is it about you guys that allowed you to keep doing stuff that nobody else has been able to do?
Yeah, well, I would like to not keep being in this situation. But I think we're just a group that has spent a lot of time, with each other. And I think the front office's decision to keep, the majority of our group together, basically our whole team together essentially after last year, I think was really big because we've been through everything together. We've been on big losing skids, big winning runs, had to win in so many different ways. So many guys had to step up and make big shots. And I think that's just, I think in the NBA, you don't see a ton of continuity from year to year, right? It's, many teams are changing from year to year. And I think our front office did a great job of keeping this group together. And I think that this just gives us all confidence in each other. Like we feel like we know where everybody's going to be. We expect, we have high expectations for each other, but I think we also have we hold each other accountable at the same time. I think that's important. And I've seen people joke about us and call us we're like a college team a little bit because of how close we are and, how we've been together and we're all super young and whatever the case may be. But man, it's just, it's special. And I love playing with these guys and, look forward to, keep this run going.
You're obviously a student of history. Do you know about the choke gesture? How much do you know about where that came from in the game, where Reggie did it, and sort of what happened next?
I've seen that winning time doc probably 50 times growing up. So I know that they didn't win the series. So I would not like to repeat that. But I think that's just a historic moment, and that was obviously more him versus Spike, kind of the one-on-one, and that just felt like it was to everybody. But to him too. I wanted him to see it more than anything. But I think it's just really cool to continue to make my own history and this group to make our own history, while also showing respect and love to the ones who came before us. So definitely a special moment, and something I won't forget.
He was calling the game in the last round. Reggie was a Knicks game, and they were coming back, and Brunson had come back in the fourth quarter. And he said, "This is the best fourth quarter closer in the game right here." Is he right?
Who?
Reggie? That Brunson's the best closer in the game? Or is that maybe you right now, the way you play these playoffs?
It's whoever you want it to be. Yeah.
Tyrese, I wanted to ask you about something boring like you guys pace.
That's not boring. I love talking about that. Come on.
Threes, come back from 17. Do you think that your relentless pressure that you've been talking about all season, do you think that wore them down a little bit?
I think maybe you could say that. They missed a couple free throws there down the stretch. Had a couple short misses there at the end of the game. Sure, for coach's sake and for coach speak, yeah, the wear down effect was, in full effect right there. But I think the way you got to approach this game and approach the series is that it's going to be a 7-game series that can be played in 13 days, right? So that's how we're approaching it and looking at it. And you got to take it one day at a time. So, I think just trying to wear on these guys as much as we can. Obviously, their starters play a lot of minutes. I thought, obviously with some foul trouble, some other guys had to play a little bit more. They had a lineup out there that probably hasn't played together a ton, but was really effective for them there. So we just got to do a better job there. But I think, I think it's hard for me to discredit and say that the wear down effect wasn't there. I think from everything you're seeing that's a part of it. And I think that's a part of our identity. How can we wear on teams for 48 minutes? Obviously picking up full court, but, as well as our offensive pressure, getting downhill, moving, playing fast. I thought that we did a good job offensively of playing our style. They went on that little run there and obviously got a pretty big lead there. But I thought we did a great job of, Pascal had the and one on Cat, and we just, kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And I think that was really big for us, making extra plays, getting extra possessions with offensive rebounds or finishing, getting rebounds on that side. I think they were all big down the stretch. So, I think for Coach Carlisle's sake, we'll say the wear down effect was in full effect.
What in those moments you seem to want the ball or to see push shots you want? What do you like about that moment? Why do you have so much success?
Yeah, I mean, I think every person who enjoys basketball, or probably everybody in here, imagined at one point that they would be an NBA player or something, And I think the biggest thing when you're growing up is everybody's on the playground or in the driveway or in the gym by themselves. You're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shooting it, and if you miss it, nobody's around, so put more time on the clock, right? And I think for me, I was always encouraged me just to have an imagination, right? So I would be running down the hallway in my childhood home, pretending there was a hoop and, playing basketball and all those things. And I think that the biggest thing for me is I already have the confidence to take the shot in the moment, but I have that confidence from my group. My group wants me to take those shots. My coaching staff wants me to take those shots. I think our organization wants me to take those shots. I think now we're at the point where our fans want me to take that shot, So I think everybody's living and dying with it at that point. That gives me a lot of confidence. And to be honest with you, like when I got traded here, we weren't very good. And so we would be in these moments where I would have to take these shots and I would miss them and nobody would care. But maybe Pacer fans would, but like we weren't very good, so it didn't matter. We weren't a playoff team or anything. So I feel like that kind of like baptism by fire almost to do that, and then now be in these situations where obviously they matter on such a bigger scale, I think is important for me. So I really think that experience is the best teacher for me, and I've had that as times went on.
Guys, we have time for like a couple more. We have a bus here in about 4 minutes.
So you and Jalen obviously have a lot of recent history going back to FIBA World Cup and then last year in the playoffs, and then you guys staring each other down in WWE ring, and now you're back here in the conference finals. Just to have a game like this against him, what does it mean for you and for the journey that you guys have done?
I mean, he's a great player. I love competing against him. I know maybe I'm not supposed to say that like we're friends, but I love competing against that guy, and I think just love competing, in general. And I think the storied rivalry between the Pacers and Knicks is really cool. But I think where we are right now, that could, how much does it really matter? We're writing our own stories right now, and so I think where we are is a special time and something that's going to be remembered by, fans of the Pacers, fans of the Knicks, moving forward. So just really, really special to compete against him and just compete in general. Huh? When we got down like, what was that, 16, 17, or let's get it to 10, let's get it to 5. I think just trying to walk them down. There's no 17-point shot, so I think we did a great job of just chipping away, and good things happen for us.
We have time for one more.
Did you get a chance to interact with Reggie, either walk eyes with him or hear from him after the game? Just anything I know you said you wanted to see it.
After I did my post-game interview, we locked eyes and had a little moment. I didn't want to go over there because it's obviously pretty hectic over there, but we communicate pretty often. So definitely a special time, and really cool he was in the building for that.